Welcome to episode 18 of our 30 days of Marvel Rivals education. I am having such a blast with this series and we are already on episode 18. Like, this is crazy. Thank you guys so much for all of the amazing support. So today is going to be about mid-fight adaptation, basically making better decisions in the moment. So most fights aren't won by the player who plans the best. They are won by the one who adjusts the fastest, if that makes sense. So basically, what is mid-fight adaptation? Let's define that first, and then let's move on from there. It's the skill of changing your plan based on how a fight is unfolding, because a fight is going to start off one way, but usually it's not going to end that same way. So it's going to shift and it's going to evolve over time. So if a teammate gets picked early, you fall back slightly. If an enemy support uses cooldowns, you dive. It's stuff like that. If you're flanked right now, you peel instead of pushing. Like, if you peel for your supports, that's how you survive. That's how your team survives. So it is one of those things where you want to adapt in the moment, and you are understanding of your surroundings, and you understand how the fight is progressing, how it's unfolding, and the direction in which it's heading. Because if you can go in the direction that it's heading, whether it's a direction that you want, you continue that course, or if it's a direction that you don't want, you change the plan. That way it doesn't go that way, if that makes sense. So this separates the reactive players from proactive game sense players, if that makes sense. So if it's reactive players, that's fine. Like it's fine to be reactive, but it's better to be proactive and understanding what's about to happen. If you can understand that, and if you could see the writing on the wall of how the game is progressing, that, guys, that is how you unlock this game's potential, and that is how you understand this game, I'm telling you. So how do you read a fight in real time? What you want to do is you want to watch the elimination feed. This is going to tell you when to push or pull back. If you see your team gets 2 eliminations on the enemy team, you push. Like you push, no brainer. You want to take that advantage, and you want to take out the enemies so quickly. So that's a no-brainer. But that being said, if your team is getting eliminated, you get 1 or 2 picks, you want to kind of group up, and then if you need to, back up a little bit as well. That way you can get a faster regroup rather than staggering and waiting longer to get that recontest in. A huge thing as well is listen and look for ultimates as well. Every ultimate in the game has a certain voice line or audio cue. So what you want to do is you want to listen for those very carefully. There are going to be different ones from the enemy team compared to the ally team, and the way you listen to them is going to dictate the way the fight goes as well. So once the enemy blows their ultimates that are like really strong, like the extra strong ones, it's your time to go. Like, that's your time to push. But what you want to do as well is you want to look at who's alive and where they are on your team. If your allies are alive and they're in the front of the fight, you want to go help them. But if your tank is down, play slow, or what you want to do is stall. Stalling is a great way to draw out time, because at the end of the day, this game is all about time and how much you either are gaining from it or how much you're losing from it. So that's a very important thing to think about. Or if their healer is down, you push hard. If neither of if their team has 0 healers that are alive, you push that. Either you play it slow, that way all damage is permanent, or as a team, you just bum rush them. It's one of the two. But a few things that are common in fight pivot movements as well. So here are a few ways to pivot mid-fight in order to change the momentum or change the direction in which the fight is going. Peeling as a DPS or tank instead of chasing when your supports are getting jumped, that is one of the best things that you could do, because if you keep your healer alive, they keep you alive, and that is just a nice trade-off as well. You want to work together right there. Or switching targets when the person that you're going after is either getting away or getting hard pocketing. Like, there's no shame in switching targets if the person's just getting absolutely pocketed. Like, yeah, you probably won't be able to take that out, so trying to switch your focus to the person that's actually pocketing them. Or breaking line of sight and resetting instead of full committing. That's a great way to go too, because if you're full committing and if you realize, hey, they got a few more numbers and they got a few more people looking at me, dude, take that line of sight. Don't, you do not need to take that fight. There's 0 places written where you're like, well, I can't back up. No, back up, dude, back up. It's better to survive rather than just like go in and just like get eliminated for no reason. Or as well, one thing I could say is disengaging when you're down 1 to 2 teammates instead of feeding a stagger. If you're just feeding and just staggering the entire time, when you know that your team is down a few players and you know you can't win that matchup right there, there is no reason to go in on that unless you're stalling the point. If you're stalling the point and preventing the enemy from pushing or capturing an objective, yeah, like go for that. But that being said, make sure that you're also not staggering to a point where your team is always going to be down a player as well. So a few ways to go about this is I wanted to give you guys some role specific adaptation tips because I really feel like each role deserves its own tips because each one is specifically unique. So for tank, watch who's behind you before pushing forward. I said the same thing yesterday. I said this exact same thing in yesterday's video. So this just shows you how important this is. Watch who's behind you, guys. Reposition if your team falls apart. There's no need to go in without your team. So if you're going in without them, you're probably going to get eliminated. So make sure that you are not going in without them. Make sure that they are with you and grouped up. For support, what you want to do is know when to stop healing one teammate and switch to keeping yourself alive. If you are just getting dove like crazy, it is better to be able to attack your diver and stay alive if you need to, rather than healing your allies right there. Your allies, if they see that, if they're aware, they will help you in that situation. But if they're not helping you, then I'm sorry, they're on their own. I don't know what else to say. And for DPS, change targets quickly. If your priority target is peeling or getting healed, like I said earlier, swap to someone that's out of position, or try to make somebody go out of position if that makes sense. So I wanted to give you guys a quick mindset tip as well, and that is to play the fight, not the plan, if that makes sense. So don't log yourself into one role in a fight, adjust constantly. Ask, what is the best thing that I can do right now with what I see? Are you going to be pushing their supports? Are you going to be pushing their tanks that are out of position? Are you going to be peeling for your supports that are getting dove? What are you going to do? What is the best possible thing that you could do in this situation? And is that going to win you this team fight? If it's not, then is it the best course of action? But what I'm saying is that great players aren't just like sharp, you know? They're flexible under pressure. They have contingency plans. They have ways to kind of escape and ways to have backup options in order to win fights, if that makes sense. I know that it's going to be different for every single rank depending on which rank you're in, because the fights that are in bronze, silver, and gold are extremely different from the fights that are in diamond, platinum, and grandmaster. I forgot the middle ranks for a second, and they're all different from the fights that are in celestial, eternity, and one above all. They are all extremely different, and I understand that, but it's all about adjusting to what is around you. Don't just lock in and be like, well, this is what the character that I'm playing, this is the one role that I could play right now. Be able to be flexible. If you're not flexible, then you're going to be predictable, and if you're predictable, then the enemy is going to be able to get a jump on you, and they're going to be able to just take you out so quickly. So make sure that you are never letting the enemy get a read on you. If they do, well, then unfortunately I think that that's kind of not the best for you, but that is one of the reasons why you want to be flexible, both flexible in the game, but flexible with your strategy, flexible with your characters. You want to be flexible with all of that stuff, because the more you are, the more you keep your enemy guessing, and the more you keep your enemy guessing is the more time that you have to win, and the more time that you have to make plans. Because if you don't let the enemy breathe even for a second, they can't come up with any strategies, and you just keep on hounding them over and over and over again. And that is why you want to just keep on pushing nonstop into the enemy. So guys, fights are fluid, and the more you adjust, the more you survive, and the more fights you win because of that. So always think of that and keep that in mind whenever you're queuing into these matches from now on. So guys, thank you so much for watching. I know that I've said this so many times. I've said this on so many videos. I think I've said this on every single video so far, but if you guys could do me a giant favor, we are a small creator in a giant creator pond. If you can do me a giant favor, hit that like button for me. I'd highly appreciate that. That's a free click. If you want to comment anything, I would appreciate it. It helps me so much in the algorithm. Like right now, comment your favorite color. Mine is purple. I really like it. And if you can subscribe to the channel, I would really appreciate that as well. So guys, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate you staying till the end of the video, and I will see you guys on the next one. Later.